In a very first story, some residents of Komenda have started processes to force government to halt its intended lease of the Komenda sugar factory to an Indian-based firm for at least $1 million annually. These activities, including a protest, are meant to drum home their demands for more prudent measures to deal with the situation. Samuel Awuja is convener, Concerned Citizens of Komenda Traditional Area, and he spoke earlier on Newsdesk.
Actually, you see, I agree with you. We want the factory to be in full operation, but that's not what the government is trying to do. You see, if you look at the agreement that the government wants to sign with the Indian company, it's funny that a company that the government wants to lease the factory to has already been working there. They've already imported sugar. How did they even import the sugar to the country? And my sister, let me tell you see, government is already paying $50,000 to this company for no work done every month.
But the trade minister said for the past 2 years, the company currently managing Komenda Sugar Factory has not been paid.
But they are going to be paid. The agreement that they signed, the management agreement that the Ministry of Trade signed with them, is to be paid $50,000 every month. And the minister didn't deny it, but he rather came out and said that the company, when in operation, is rather going to pay $1 million to the state. But my sister, we all know from the evaluation report, if you remember, PwC did a report there, and we all know that the factory is to make a profit of about $12 million every year. So how can you then be paying the same company $50,000 for no work done and expect the company to pay $1 million out of the possible profit of $12 million a year to the state? So what then is going to happen to the 11 million? We don't think that this deal is in the best interest of Ghanaians. So the government should absolutely cancel that deal and then give it back to a who will then manage it. And then whatever profit that accrues will be given to the state. We don't think it's a good deal in any way.
Meanwhile, a former member and secretary of the Komenda Sugar Projects Management Board, Ransford Vaniamwa, says the intended lease won't augur well for the country.
I am not against a private person or a private company or a foreign company taking over the facility to run it and run it efficiently, to create jobs for the people, to produce for us to get the profit, for the livelihood of the people, especially the farmers, to be better. I'm not against that. But if the government is giving this factory to an investor or someone on a lease basis, and the person or the company does not intend to use sugarcane from the outgrowers, our local farmers, to do the production, then it defeats the purpose or the rationale behind the establishment of the Komenda Sugar Factory. Because this factory is an import substitute. So if it's an import substitute, and if Komenda Sugar Factory is running, it will minimize the importation of sugar between 20 to 30% of import. But rather, the government is only interested in import because they have the propensity of importation. So they have to only import raw sugar or brown sugar to be refined to make it white in Ghana. Yet it does not make economic sense because this arrangement will continue to impoverish the people in the area, will continue to impoverish the people who are into the sugarcane cultivation around the area. That is where I stand, that if that is really the deal, then it's a bad deal.
Away from that, a former president and fellow of the Ghana Institute of Planners is asking government to revisit the original plan for the Agbogloshi area to prevent squatters from returning to the area. Dr. Stephen Yenchiri says the proposed recreational facility should be immediately built since the area is now a prime part of town. His comments follow Joy News checks that show plans for the 80-acre reclaimed land appears to have stalled 3 years after the old Agbogloshi Onion Market and Scrapyard were cleared in a major demolition exercise. He spoke earlier on Newsdesk.
Privileged enough to see the type of plan government wanted, and it was very laudable. But unfortunately, it has not taken off. One thing about resettlement is one major rule is that if you are not ready to do the resettlement, don't move the people. Otherwise, you create a lot of inconveniences to them. This rule was not taken, and the people were moved out of their place. It should have been done timeously. After moving them, you don't wait for this number of years. I heard you people saying 3 years. It's more than 3 years since they were moved, and nothing has been done. And the land is a very prime one, where it's located. It's a very prime land in the city of Accra, Agbogbloshie for that matter, towards the lagoon. And for that matter, I will implore government to quickly revisit it and put the structures on. Because if you don't take care, some illegal people will just move back and settle on the land.
And women in Talon, Gumbugu, and Savlelugu, and Nanton, all in the northern region, are now able to grow vegetables all year round, thanks to the development of small-scale irrigation systems, Now, the project is employing multiple approaches to support smallholder farmers in cultivating vegetables, utilizing community-owned perennial dams and underground water resources. This initiative not only enhances their income, but also enables them to adapt to shifting weather patterns. Mahmoud Mohammed Nuruddin has more in Climate Focus series for today.
Women tending to their vegetable garden, a daily routine that ensures their crops receive the necessary water to thrive. The water flowing from the dam supplies the garden, where the women collect it from this point to nourish their vegetables such as bitter leaf, pepper, among others. Fatih Ibrahim is one of the beneficiaries.
As soon as dawn breaks, we all hurry to the farm, and work begins immediately upon arrival. If we are fortunate, vegetable buyers will show up, and if we have crops like ayoyo, bra, or beans ready, we can harvest and sell them on the spot. This is a privilege we get to enjoy. Our community was once stagnant with little to no productivity or activity beyond mere survival. But then GoAdapt arrived and sparked a transformation, awakening us from a state of dormancy. The impact has been immense, bringing numerous benefits and improvement to our lives.
These rural women used to rely on rainfall to plant their crops, but now they have a more reliable solution. For example, Adamu Muhammad would have previously been idle, waiting for the unpredictable rains, but now he has more stable and productive option.
In the past, during this time of the season, we felt lost and uncertain about what to do. But now, on Kumbungu market days, if you are unable to attend, you feel incomplete because we have grown accustomed to acquiring essential food items and even setting aside some savings from the sales we generate.
Coordinator for the project, Ibrahim Nuruddin, says the project aims to take women out of poverty and provide stable income for them.
It helps them to generate income to support their families. It also helps to improve their nutritional value. It helps them improve their livelihood and also do a lot of things from this.
The women express gratitude for the GoAdapt project, a collaborative initiative by changing lives in innovative partnerships and youth empowerment for Life Ghana, which they say is transforming their lives for the better. The project prioritizes inclusive climate adaptation planning, empowering the smallholder farmers to build resilience and adapt to the challenges of changing weather other parties. The beneficiaries of the project comprised 1,440 households from farmer groups spanning 24 communities across 4 districts, in addition to 200 households from 2 farmer associations, totaling 1,640 households. A report by Mohamed Nuruddin.
Dry season, they have no rains.
Climate Focus is brought to you by Joy News in partnership with Youth Bridge Foundation, bridging gaps for positive youth development, and the Climate Development Knowledge Network.
In other stories, an easy calm has returned to Zogbe in the Mion district of the Northern region after communal violence there claimed 4 lives. The Regional Security Council, headed by the minister, is currently meeting leadership of the feuding factions to broker peace. Before we speak to the regional minister, the youth of the area have appealed for more military personnel to be deployed to beef up security in the area. Elvis Poliye Nagbija is the National Secretary of the Kokombas Youth Association, and he spoke to Faustina Safo a while ago on Joy News Desk.
Today was one of the days that they took their implements there to go and work on land. When they got there, the people, the residents of the community who are Kokombas, did not also agree because they had also plowed the land and they had got their farm produce growing, the crops growing on that same land. So they said that they could not allow them to come use the graders to grade over their farm produce. And so this became an altercation between them. And then the groupers who went there indicated that they had already been paid for the land and the payments were made to the elder of that community. So the youth went to the elder to confirm, and the elder said no, no payments of such have been made to him, and nobody has even approached him for such land. So the youth came back and said they will not allow them to work on the land. Now, when these couples were going on, the police also came around. So the police were around. Now, these disagreements were going on, and from what we gather, the government pulled out a gun because of the tensions that were mounting. Then the police took the gun from him. Now, after the police took the gun from him, the Kokombas seeing the gun also dispersed. I think it was a piece of, they also dispersed. Then tensions started mounting. Then they pulled out another gun. I think in an attempt to fire a warning shot or something, then the bullet got a Kokomba man who was coming from the bushes. It got to the waist. So he is currently even at the hospital receiving treatment. And so this alarmed the Kokombas, and then they also dispersed and went and also got up and came to the police. And became a scuffle between the Kokombas of that place and then the Gumbas who were also around at the place.
Let's do some election stories. Former President John Dramani Mahama says he will initiate moves to resolve the strained relationship between Burkina Faso and Ghana if voted into power. The flag bearer of the opposition National Democratic Congress is accusing President Akufo-Addo of damaging the relationship. Speaking during a media interaction with journalists in the Upper East region after concluding his tour, he said maintaining a good relationship with neighboring countries is crucial to addressing the terror threats spilling down from the Sahel to the West African coastal states. Maxwell Agbagba was with the president and has filed a report, and we'll get Maxwell online with us later to shed more light on what the former president, has been saying. But now, let's take a quick break. We'll return with business news. You're still watching Joy News today with me, Sweetie Abochi. We'll bring you business later. But now a US-based native of Asante Achim Odubi has set out to promote ICT literacy in the Odubi community in the Asante Achim South municipality. Dr. Juliet Ohemeng Ntiamwa has invested in the construction of a technology center equipped with laptops to bridge the digital divide of pupils in deprived communities. There's more in this report by Isaac Amwako, read to you.
The teaching and learning of information communication technology requires stakeholders to provide adequate ICT infrastructure to ensure students acquire the requisite skills. The reward is that those skilled in ICT compete favorably with their counterparts in other spheres of the human endeavor in Ghana and elsewhere across the world. Asante Achim Odobi Community School was deemed deficient in ICT resources. The inadequacy impeded effective teaching and learning of IT in the community with a population of over 1,000. A native of the community, Juliet Ohimin Tiamwa, observed the ICT gaps and decided to intervene by establishing a technology center equipped with 20 laptops and other accessories to the Asante Achim Odobi community. She entreated others to support the communities to develop.
I partnered with Empathy FX, which is an NGO that creates digital access to less privileged communities, and I partnered with them to bring this ICT center to Odubi community within the Asante Achim South district. And with this project, our aim is that the children or the students in this area, not just in this town, Odubi, but in other surrounding communities, will have access to computers at an early stage, develop digital skills that will make them competitive in this digital age. So that is what we have done for them, and we hope that in the near future we will see students graduating from Odubi who are skilled in technology, who know how to use computers, who can further develop their technical skills. Our advice to all the students within this community and beyond is that we've made this for them, and we expect that they use these opportunities to access the computers and develop their technical skills that will take them far. They should take their education seriously, and they should also make absolute and maximum use of these computers for the benefit of their own lives and also for the community at large.
The Asante Achim South Municipal Director of Education, Elizabeth Davis, appreciated the gesture and promised to put the technology center to good use.
I'm delighted, and I know it will go a long way to solve our problems, most of our problems. Yes, it was our heart desire, and it's still our heart desire, to train teachers so that they will in turn take the skills to the classroom to help our children. As you see, our municipality is largely rural. Internet is a challenge, and most of our children don't have opportunity, and now training our teachers so that they will be able to use the IT tools effectively in the classroom.
Isaac Amakun's reports for Joy News.
Residents of Boho Intiri in the Efija-Kwabre South District of the Ashanti region are demanding a blasting timetable from a quarry firm operating in the area. They are also against a blockade of a road linking the two communities. Now, according to them, the indiscriminate spirit of blasting the rocks is adversely affecting lives in the communities. There is more in this report by Joseph Obeng, read to you.
The quarry activities at Boho and Intiri Boho in the Efija-Kwabre South has had dire implications on the lives of residents living close to the quarry sites. For years, residents in the area must endure the deafening sound of dynamite explosions daily, with some of them suffering injuries from the flying stones. Stella Cranche, a shopkeeper, recounts a near accident involving her daughter that nearly cost her life. When they blast, the stones mostly come here. Later on, they settle for them to blast underground. But now they've started again. Yesterday, a flying stone nearly killed my daughter. The residents of these two communities are calling on the quarry companies to provide them blasting timetable.
So,
when they are about blasting the rocks, they must blow an alarm for us to get prepared. So with that, passing here would not be a problem.
We
live with the rocks, and in every community that has blasting activities happening, they always blow alarms for people to be alert. Former chairman of the Landlord Association, Stephen Yabua, explained the ordeal every day.
A problem is blasting from anytime you blasting. Our
major problem is the blasting. If you look at the number of houses here, they have all been cracked and the roofs have been removed. So there must be a timetable for the blasting. Joseph Obins reports for Joy News.
Away from that, the Oforikro Municipal Assembly and National Road Safety Authority have established a new executive team to address road accidents in the Ashanti region. The partnership seeks to proffer local solutions to combat carnages on the roads. There's more in this report by David Opoku, also read to you.
The Ashanti region has seen an increase in road fatalities, recording over 60% upsurge on road carnages between January and June 2024. This situation calls for urgent attention and measures to improve road safety in the region. Assistant Planning Manager at the Road Safety Authority in Ashanti region, Samuel Edujima, says local solutions to road accidents are critical in reducing the number of deaths in the region.
As the committee met, we discussed a lot of issues that are happening that actually add on to the crisis that we are having. We talked about the fact that people are ignorant, they don't know the rules and regulations of our road. There are a lot of issues with our roads, with potholes and then street lighting system. Some of our traffic lights are not functioning. We also talked about the fact that some of the people who are providing transport-related services do not have the technical knowledge relating to the jobs that they are doing, like organizers and some of the mechanics, that we have to, as a committee of the municipal, make sure that we get all these people on board, get them trained, give them some education on the rules and regulations that we have, so that they can work within the confines of the rules and regulations to make sure we are safe on our roads.
The tricycle menace, lack of transport terminal, pedestrian walkway takeover, poor law enforcement and lack of street lights are among challenges of road safety in the Oforikro municipality. The Road Safety Authority is prioritizing the provision of comprehensive training to local assemblies to effectively educate schools, churches, drivers and other stakeholders. This training will ensure a better understanding and adherence to traffic rules and road signs.
We are saying that as a committee, we are going to make sure that all the people we talked about, the people providing road safety services, the mechanics, the tire dealers, the organizers and the rest, we are going to look at them in the assembly, register them, get them trained, so that we can say, in fact, sitting here, if we add the assembly, how many organizers do we have in the assembly? Do we know it? We don't. But they are there, they are operating. How are they operating? Do they have the technical know-how? So we are going to register them, get them some training so that they know what they are doing. All the other agencies that are providing transport services, we are going to do that to register them so that we get to know who is providing transport services and how are they providing it. Are they providing it safely? Then we can move on. So that we see how best we can make sure as an assembly, how we can control and make sure they are doing what they are supposed to do, prevent this.
Drivers and pedestrians have been entreated to adhere to the use of road signs to avoid accidents.
In Ashanti region, if you are supposed to drive, make sure that you are reducing your speed, because speed actually kills, but it can also kill you. So reduce your speed in Ashanti region. And if you must travel in the night in Ashanti region, make sure you are taking precautions to make sure you are driving safely. You know, a lot of crashes that happens in the region actually happens in the night. And we are admonishing all drivers to make sure if they are driving in the night, they take extra precautions for their safety.
David Opoku's reports for Joy News.
Now, the Brongahafo Catholic Cooperative Society for Development is asking Ghanaians to prioritize healthcare screenings to ensure they're healthy and stable. At a health screening exercise for Techiman residents as part of its 50th anniversary celebration, the group encouraged the public, particularly traders with busy schedules, to know their health conditions early in order to seek timely medical treatment. Anas Sabit has more.
The screening exercise, which forms part of a series of activities lined up by management of Axol as part of the bank's 50th anniversary celebrations, is a platform for both customers and the general public to help improve their well-being. The patrons were screened for various ailments including ear, nose and throat examination, blood sugar, hepatitis B, eye screening, blood pressure, amongst others. Sapon Francis is the manager of the Chiman Backsword Cathedral.
Backsword is 50 years as we speak. We have a lot of activities as part of our 50th anniversary. This month, being the month of June, we are organizing free health screening for our customers, our members, and then the general public at large. So that has been one of our corporate social responsibility we are organizing for the people of Techiman.
Francis says the health of customers remain paramount and hence the need to provide a platform particularly for people whose busy schedules continue to prevent them from visiting the hospitals for medical checkups.
We see the health of our customers as very paramount. That is why we see the need to ensure that, most of the customers too, especially those who are in the market, they find it very difficult to be at the hospital to screen themselves. So as part of our core mandate to help improve their livelihood in terms of health, we see and deem it necessary to organize the free medical screening for them to enjoy it.
Don Addison is a physician assistant at the Holy Family Hospital. He admonishes the general public to take medical screening exercises seriously as a means of diagnosing their medical conditions early to help in its management.
Medical screening exercises usually helps with early detection of some diseases and disorders that usually people who don't have symptoms, they carry along or they walk with. Yes, so when we have these screening exercises, people come in and then by way of we screening them through the various clinics, they get to know that they had some conditions they were not even aware of. Yeah, so when we usually have these medical screening exercises, this is what it helps and it comes with.
Some members of the general public who participated in the exercise also spoke to Joy News.
It's very important because the health of individual is very, very important. Normally, we don't go to hospital to check our BPs and other things, sugar levels. So when an opportunity like this comes and you get opportunity to go and check it. I'm very thankful to Backsword for giving us this ground to do this health count. I'm very, very grateful.
I'm very grateful for what they have been doing. Backsword have been good to us, the customers and the society. They have been good to us. I've been with Backsword for more than 10 years, myself and my company too. So Backsword have been good to us. And this health screening will help us a lot. And we are very grateful to them.
The Golden Jubilee of the Bon Ahafo Cooperative Society for Development, Backsword, is being held under the theme, Building Together, Growing Together. Anna Sabit, Joy News, Techiman.
Beg your pardon, let's take a quick break. We'll return with business news.
Good afternoon and welcome to the business segment on Joy News today with me, Pius Kojobaka. The cedi is expected to gain some respite against the US dollar this week following a weakening of the American greenback over fears of possible recession in the US. There is more in this report.
The Bank of Ghana auctioned $20 million to the bulk oil distributing companies at a forward rate of $15.56. Analysts believe this may have helped soften corporate demand. Consequently, the Ghana cedi gained 2.37% and 1.18% week-on-week versus the pound and the euro, while remaining stable at a mid-rate of $15.88 to the American greenback. Meanwhile, the government of Ghana intends to pay out coupons on the restructured domestic bond worth $6.1 billion this month. Analysts also believe this development could reignite cedi-funded foreign exchange demand, as some foreign investors may seek to repatriate funds. This, coupled with the prevailing corporate demand pressure, may pose some depreciation risk on the cedi.
The Chief Executive Officer of the UAE Trade Center has criticized Ghana's banking system for exaggerating risks to extract higher profits from investors. There is more in this report.
I remember we got $37 million from the government to finance SME in a certain part of Africa. So we gone through, and we got it at 2%, 3%. I don't remember the number. So for us, we cannot give the money directly to the government. So we need to use a bank to guarantee, as well as also to give the money to the SMEs. We were shocked that the bank want to take 6%.
Oh.
You know, we are bringing money at 3 to 4, and the African bank want to take 6%. And then, you know what is more shocking? The rate of lending in Ghana, and I want to be corrected if I'm wrong, is 30% for SME.
Yes, you are right.
Nigeria worse. In Kenya, it's 22%. So who is the problem? The problem is not the guy who's bringing the money. The problem that they want to generate 18% profit under the risk of what? Risk assessment. So a lot of it, there is money in the continent. The partners also will bring money to the continent. But you have a challenge in the banking system. They exaggerate the risk part to exaggerate, to extract
the interest.
more money. But then who suffers? You don't have proper SME in the system. And if you don't have proper SME system, the flow of money doesn't move fast.
And we've got more business for you at 1 p.m. on the marketplace with Darryl Kwal. That's it for now.
This is still Joy News today. Let's do some world news. Nigeria, Australia, Indonesia, and a number of other countries have warned their citizens about traveling to the UK as a spate of anti-immigrant riots gripped cities across Britain. The UK's worst social unrest in years was sparked by the stabbing deaths of 3 young girls in Stockport, northwest England last week. Since then, anti-Muslim and anti-immigration extremists have been mobilized by a wave of disinformation about the killings, including false claims the attacker was an immigrant. Rioters attacked hotels used to house asylum seekers in 2 cities at the weekend and clashed with police in several others, leading to hundreds of arrests. A number of countries have issued warnings in response, including a group of Muslim-majority nations. And that's it for World News. Coming up next is Showbiz.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Showbiz segment with me, Jacqueline and Suma Yabwa. Now, to our first story, in the music world where sometimes shaking up things can lead to breaking the bank, music producer Jeff Tennyson Quay, known as JKO, shared how his Jama Hip Life beats turned the tables around and the financial fortunes for Bookback and other hip life stars.
Speaking to Kwame Dazi on Joy FM's Showbiz A to Z, JQ revealed that many hip life musicians struggled to make significant money from their music until Bookback's Sika Koko album hits the shelves.
We were lost as hip lifers because Bookback had released 2 songs. They were still hustling, VIP, everybody. You know, around that time, it was a hassle. Whether rap or hip life will survive or not, nobody knows. But the high life artists were making it. So when we did the I'm Going to Come album, that particular song, I'm Going to Come, you know, when Bright was doing Sebo, I could hear exactly, you know, what I had in mind. So I told Bright, I said, what do you guys make of this song? Of course, everybody who knows Bright will tell you. He said, hip hop. And I said, okay, all right. I mean, I have this experiment that I want us to do that I think will bring money, blah, 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 blah. He initially didn't buy into it, but Ronnie of Bookback, may his soul rest in peace. He's like, let's listen to the man. Let's do what the man is saying. So if you listen to I'm Going to Come, the drum is hip hop. It was hip hop, but the strings and the gourmet, that was where I introduced the gourmet because of course I'm a guy, so I want to project where I'm from to more. So I fused a little bit of our traditional cultural Wulome type of music that people know. And he told me that if you find any artist interesting enough whose work can bring money, pitch them to me. So of course I took the album to Ajiko. We listened and it's like, okay, I will do this production. That was the time that, the system changed from artists and record labels signing percentages. Then at the time it was 70-30. The record companies would take 70% and then the artists would take 30%. That was the time that outright album sales started. What that means is the record label will say, I'll give you X amount, maybe 100,000 Ghana. Whatever I make or lose is none of your business. But then this is how I'm going to do the payments.
JQ, famously known for his bottle breaker signature, faced criticism from the media for moving away from the traditional hip lifestyle. Yet, his innovation proved successful with hits from Book Back, VIP, 4x4, Castro, Miss Bell, Daddy Lumba, Nane Champo, Obrafo, Obo, Nkase, and more.
That was the first time Book Back bought their cars. Ronnie bought Benz. Bright bought, I think, a Toyota open top, like a one-door sports car. That was the first time I made so much money from production. Then I was like, oh my God, this thing is the thing. But the media, you people, you are critics. Like this interview going on, we don't support our own. Like Joe Fraser is saying, we don't like to identify with what is Ghanaian. It's like we are shy for people to see what we know to eat and cook is Bangkok and Kenya. Now we want to be seen as fried rice eaters. We want to be seen as, oh, it's my birthday, I want to eat pizza. And that's the type of people we are.
From breaking bottles to breaking new ground, JQ's Jamma Hip Live beats have not only changed the sound of Ghanaian music, but also its financial landscape.
Well, as a highly anticipated Big Chef tertiary audition approaches, students at the Bolgatanga Technical University gear up with enthusiasm and excitement. Selected teams are set to showcase their best talent and flavors to secure a spot to represent the school at the main competition.
We are glad that this year you have invited us, and we have informed our students they are poised for the competition. They are ready to come to Accra to win the competition. We've gone through a number of processes to get ready. We informed the students, a number of them give their names. We screen them. We have chefs, lecturers who help screen them. And as at this morning, we have about 3 teams who are ready to take part in the competition. The students' body are ready for you. All the technical universities who should get ready for us. Koforidia, we are coming for you. I have no doubt they will win and bring the trophy to Bolgatanga. So thank you once again for inviting us. They will be in Accra and they will not disappoint you.
The selected students for the audition say that they are leaving no stone unturned as they are ready to secure a spot to represent their school at the main competition.
Well, the audition will be live on Joy Prime at 3 p.m. and live on YouTube and Facebook at Joy Prime TV. Well, from prison and back to the dancehall arena, Jamaican musician Vibes Cartel, born as DJ Palmer, is now dancing to a new tune, his health. That's hours after his release from prison on July 31st, Cartel dropped the whole album, but his main focus is beating the biggest battle, his well-being.
Has been managing Graves' disease, an autoimmune disorder affecting his thyroid gland. The illness took a toll on his heart, putting him at risk of heart attacks or even death in his sleep, as testified by his doctor, Karen Phillips. The court took these health challenges seriously, noting that Cartel's condition hadn't improved, influencing their decision to release him. In an interview with Fox 5's Lisa Evers, Cartel opened up about his new health journey.
In ourselves, and we had help inside and outside.
How are you feeling physically?
I could be better, but I'm super upbeat. I literally bought a bike today, the exercise bike, and a treadmill. literally today and said it up. Health-wise, you know, I'm working on my health right now, but the feeling of just being free is an amazing feeling.
It's not looking great. And the condition, I could say it's definitely getting worse.
Despite spending 13 years behind bars, Cartel's music never missed a beat, continuing to connect with fans worldwide and cementing his legacy as a dancehall icon. While Cartel's health battle continues, his resilience and commitment to music prove that nothing can keep a good beat down.
On that note, is a wrap for the showbiz segments with me, Jacqueline and Samayabwa. Over to you, sweetie.
Jacqueline and Samayabwa always bringing us the latest in showbiz. And our well wishes to Vibes Cartel.
Yeah.
Graves' disease, nothing that you should wish on. Even
I know, right? You know, Selena Gomez also had that same thing, and she had to go get he has to get help from a friend. But then I'm hoping that he comes out of it successful, because that was the reason why they couldn't have him on a retrial.
So that's why he came out.
Yeah, they don't want him to.
Anyway, Jackie, let's get out of here. But before we go, a gentle reminder that Changes is showing at 1 p.m. on the Joy Prime channel. And it's just about Rosalind exploring the lives of people, whether through choice or chance, who've changed their lives for the better. You don't want to miss that. And she's doing great work over there. So tune in right after this and enjoy a great episode. My name is Sweetie Abochi. For more news, log on to myjoyonline.com. And on there, you can see the latest updates on the riots in the UK. Ghanaians in the UK brace themselves for another round of protests, as well as other stories saying that arrest persons behind a Japadia document. And it's a wrap. Join us again tomorrow for the Midday News. Thank you so much for watching.